Welcome everybody to RLN for tonight's broadcast from the Kentucky Speedway for race number 6 of the Mid-2015 Red Light Xfinity Series. I'm your host, Jeremy Patterson. Helping me out in the booth is Mike Fair. We do appreciate you helping us out, Mike. What are you looking forward to tonight?
Oh, I'm just looking forward to seeing a good race here. I know we're about midway through the season almost, and these guys, man, this could be a good race tonight. Let's see these guys get around the track. I know everyone's been complaining about a loose setup, but I think it's going to be a great race.
Yeah, we had a lot of difficulty with the setup, the iRacing default setup, which is what we normally like to use, and we like to use default weather. It was just too loose. It was like the track was covered with oil, so we dropped the temperatures. You can see there the track temperature is 65 degrees. We got overcast skies. It's nighttime, and we worked on a setup. Mostly it was Josh Buckley and Mike Mahoney. We do appreciate them helping us out with that. Still not perfect, but it is way more drivable than it was, so we'll see how these guys handle it out there. %50 fuel tonight, so expect to see some green flag pit stops. That's always exciting. And drivers each have one quick reset, so if they get caught up in an accident, they can basically get a brand new car when they pit. They do have the option whether or not to use that whenever they pit, so if they get a little bit of damage, they might decide not to use it and save it for later. It's kind of one of those little strategy things you can do here.
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to come into play tonight. These guys are going to be saving them for the end of the race.
Yeah, I think they will. Hopefully we don't see too many spinners. Like I said, this setup definitely helps a lot, but it's still a little bit, you can get it loose. If you're not careful, you can get it loose mid-turn, and I think where we're going to see that, unfortunately, is when drivers are side by side. That's when they're going to be pushing, trying to save position, and we might see a couple drivers get loose. So hopefully they can stay off of each other and off the wall and, you know, cause no more harm than just bringing out a caution. And you can see there with the track information, 14-degree banking. So not a whole lot of banking. Typically on a 1.5 mile track, you'll see something higher up in the low 20s, 20 to 25-degree banking. 14-degree banking feels pretty flat when you're driving. It doesn't feel too flat when you're walking, but it feels flat when you're driving. And so it can make it a little bit tricky. I see the checkered flag up there, which means that qualifying has finished. And Nate LaFleur, who was fastest in practice, he had a 30.488 in practice. He qualifies pole, so congratulations to Nate LaFleur qualifying pole, getting that bonus point, starting right up front. Good, strong driver. Next to him will be Keith Haney. Sean Butler and Max Terrio will fill out your top 4.
Yeah, Nate was definitely quicker in practice. He had mentioned himself that he thinks he's one lap guy tonight. He's been trying to slow down and try and put some consistent laps and save his tires, but when he slows down and is not trying to put a lap out there, he's losing the car. So should be interesting to see how he does. Yeah,
and that's one thing I noticed practicing the other day is that saving your tires is a huge deal here. I mean, all it takes is a couple of really, really aggressive moves and your tires are junk. So it's going to be very important for these drivers to kind of go easy on the tires, and I think we might see some guys who take it easy early on, fall back a little bit on a long green flag run anyway, work their way to the front. That'll be exciting to watch.
Yeah, you mentioned the low banking, and that kind of, you know, you're turning so hard on the wheel that you are going to burn up that right front tire, and you're definitely right. I think we're going to see some guys kind of calm it down early in the race.
Got our drivers lining up on pit road right now. Won't be too long, we'll be rolling out, and let's go ahead and run you through the grid here. Starting up front, like we said, Nate LaFleur in the number 81 and Keith Haney in the number 87 Ford.
Row number 2, we've got the 88 of Sean Butler, and outside we've got Max Terrio. Hopefully that 88 is lucky for Sean tonight. Junior pulled out off that win this morning. We'll see what it does for him here.
Yeah, we'll see what it does. Row 3, we got John Fershing and Joshua Buckley.
Row 4, we got Mike Mahoney and Mike Abbott. Good to see Mike Abbott back in the car again.
Yeah, definitely. Row 5, we have Jamie Christensen and Philip Bundick.
Row number 6, we got William Long and Joshua Butler.
Row number 7, Ivan Jones and James Haney.
Row number 8, we got Daniel Haney and David Howard Jr.
And David Howard Jr., winner of last week's race, so good to see him back. Row 9, Kevin Cochran and Kevin O'Brien. And that rounds out the field. So as the pace car brings around turn 4, pace car will duck off and we're ready to go green flag racing.
Nate got a good jump there, was able to clear the 87 pretty easily, got that preferred line going in the corner and see if he can make it work.
Yeah, he sure did. The 87 might not have gotten a great start, because you can see the 88 of Sean Butler has already moved out there next to him. But the 87 is not giving it up easy.
I was going to say that a couple cars behind the 87 did accordion up, and they had to get off the gas too, so that might have caused a bit of problems behind them.
Front, we got side-by-side action with the number 15 of John Fershing. And looks like Buckley and Terrio are both sort of battling him for that position. And one thing I did notice last night, it is very difficult to run side-by-side here, just because there kind of is only one real fast line. But right now, these guys are staying side-by-side pretty well.
Yeah, I did see that during practice as well, that they were trying to figure out, you know, how much room they needed to give each other when they were side by side. We did have some contact under practice conditions, but looks like they got it figured out here. Lots of room all around.
And Sean Butler has made his way around Nate LaFleur to take the lead. And Sean has won 2 races so far this season, and he's going to try and win another one tonight. Taking it pretty wide. Keith Haney's taking it low. Let's see which one of those works out better. I think Keith Haney's going to try and go for a pass here pretty soon.
Yeah, Nate was just a little bit faster that last lap. See what he does here.
John Fershing and Mike Abbott battling pretty hard for the 6th position. And just in front of them, you got Max Terrio and Keith Haney. Keith is falling back a little bit. Now Max Terrio's going to see if he can take 3rd spot.
Yeah, I think these guys are just trying to figure out where they can make passes and what kind of runs they have to get to execute a pass. I think, what do you think? Are we going to see guys kind of just dive into the corner and try and make a pass on entry, or are they going to try and make it on exit?
It's really hard to tell because I would probably lean towards exit. Last night when I was trying practice, diving in just a little too hard really punished you a lot. And I think these drivers have probably already caught on to that and are going to be taking it easy on entry.
We got a caution.
Like the 945. Mike Mahoney went around. Let's see the replay.
Looked like he might have had a little help there.
Yeah, I think the 99 at Joshua Butler maybe a little higher than Mahoney expected. And just that little tap, and you know, right there, you're right at the edge of grip. And all it takes is the slightest little tap to send you up into the wall. Kevin O'Brien, oh, he went up high to try to avoid it. He got on the brakes pretty hard, so I think he didn't get too much damage, but he went up high trying to avoid it and got right into it.
Yeah, that corner panel, man, it just, you could literally, if you could stand outside the car and just push the car, you could spin it out. It's so on edge right there.
Yeah, it sure is. Let's go on board with Kevin O'Brien. Watch this incident from his point of view. He had a good view of it back here. And you can see right there, as the spin starts, and he goes up high, and sometimes, oh, it just happens where you think you picked the right direction and you just didn't. Bad luck for Kevin O'Brien. I don't think he's damaged that bad, and he does have that quick reset, so he should be okay.
Yeah, it sucks being in that position. You like see it coming, you think you're going to be okay, you think you'll be able to get around it, and then just, it's like the car's aiming for you.
Yeah, it sure, I've had that happen to me so many times, and you think you can make it, and you just can't. Did the drivers pit while we were watching the replay?
Yeah, looks like everybody across the board came in. Mike Abbott, John Fershing are at the top of the leaderboard right now. Looks like they took 2 tires. Keith Haney in 3rd place took a full 4 tires, and everybody behind him looks like they took 4 as well.
All right, and I apologize to the viewers. I actually still had us running on a replay spool there, because I saw the drivers coming down pit road, and my ticker said that they had already pitted, and I was kind of confused there, so apologies for that.
What do you think about that 2-tire call here?
You know, we were only lap 7 when it came out, so maybe it might pay off. Get some track position. Track position is hard to get here. It's hard to pass, so it might be worth it. We'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're going to make a move and you want to see what the tires do, now's the time. You can always recover from a bad decision early on. So, hey, if you can gain that track position and get up front, it's always worth the risk.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're right. It's a good time in the race to do it right at the beginning. So Mike Abbott will be starting us when we go green. He moved himself up there pretty good with that pit stop.
It does prove your point though that a lot of people took 4 tires. That shows that they feel the tires are very important here. So it should be interesting.
So lights are off on the pace car. Everybody's doubled up. Coming around turns 3 and 4, and we'll be going green here in just a second. Green, green, green. Keith Haney already gets around Fershing with those new 4 tires. Butler also has 4 tires, so keep an eye. The 82 and the 15 are the 2 cars that stayed out. I'm sorry, they didn't stay out. They took 2 tires. Everybody else is on 4 tires. They do get singled up pretty well here. Oh.
Looks like Mike's going to make a move here.
Haney looks to the inside. I think he's going to try and get around Mike Abbott.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of whipped it right out there. Let's see if that pays off. That was a really fast move. Ooh, Buckley scrapes the wall a little bit coming out of 4, but he holds on to it. And Haney has to back off from Abbott. It just doesn't work. Like I said, if you dive in too hard on the turn here, it really, really punishes you. But he's right there. He's going for it again. 1 into 3. He's kind of looking out. And he's got Sean Butler right there on his tail too. And if Haney makes any mistake trying to get around Abbott, Butler's going to capitalize, I'm sure of it. Side by side for the lead, coming down the front stretch. Keith Haney gets marked as the leader for that lap, and he does complete the pass. Abbott's going to do the crossover. He's underneath now, going down the back stretch. He has the run on him.
Oh, we're 3 wide
Butler going up the middle, making it 3 wide. Is he going to do it? still side by side for the lead.
I think that was a smart move there. Drives by the outside like he's standing still. Good job there.
Yeah.
New tires for you.
Yeah, Butler made short work of Abbott, and now he's got Keith Haney ahead of him. He's going to try and pick him off. Abbott and Pershing now side by side. Abbott falling way back, and you know what? He may have used up those tires trying to hold off Haney. Now you got the 7 of David Howard. He's coming into the picture. He's looking to pass number 2 of Joshua Buckley. He gets underneath. David Howard, again, he was last week's winner. And he's got Max Terrio, who's also a winner this season, coming up and battling those guys. Up front, Keith Haney still trying to hold off Sean Butler. White yellow flag. Looks like the 55 has gone around. James Haney. Go back and have a look at what happened. Looks like he just got loose. Wow, LaFleur does a good job getting up around him and not running into him. Let's go on board James Haney as he comes around turns 1 and 2. And that bottom line right there it really upsets the car a lot. I don't like driving on it. It looks like his left tire's got on it. Did he get contacted?
Yeah, it looks like he definitely got a little bit of help there, but I don't think there was much else to do in that situation. He was trying to get it wound up, but it just kind of helped him along as he was spinning.
Let's have a look. Yeah, you can see he was already getting loose there, and I think that slowed him down quite a bit. The back end was already coming out, and then just a little tiny tap from LaFleur kind of sealed the deal, sent him into the inside wall. But, yeah, that bottom line, it will wipe you out if you're not careful. It's tempting to get down there because you feel like you can kind of hook it and get a better slingshot out of the turn. But, man, it will loosen up the back end of that car like nothing. We're only 18 laps in. We've had 2 cautions so far. I know these drivers want to get some green flag laps in. Now, last week we had a lot of self spins. Kevin O'Brien, James Haney, they'll both be, right now they're in front of the leaders. We'll check on our leaders and see if they come to, actually they've already done their pit stop. Man, I'm spending a long time on these replays, I guess.
So Kevin O'Brien did come in, it looks like, had a 4.6 second stop. James Haney in second, he's only stopped once, so that's interesting.
Now Kevin might have something up his sleeve for fuel. I know during warm-up I was listening to him on the driver chat. He was really talking a lot about fuel and ways to save fuel and everything. So it's possible his 4-second stop was just to top off fuel, and he might have something up his sleeve as far as his pit stop strategy. The drivers were saying in warm-up, right around 29 laps on a tank of fuel. And clearly we haven't gone that far yet, but hopefully we'll get to and get to see some green flag pit stops here before the night's out.
Yeah, green flag pit stops could be challenging here. The exit staying on the shoulder to the backstretch could be the challenge, that flat surface, you're trying to get up to speed. The car's loose as it is, so it can be tough getting back out on the track.
Yeah, and it's a very narrow apron. You can see, you know, when you watch these replays, the apron's very tiny, and just about one car width wide. So easy to kind of step out a little too far onto that. Again, upset the car and bring the back end around. But here we go again. Let's see if we can get a long green flag run in this time.
That outside line did not move.
Three wide for the lead. 82 of Mike Abbott, 88 of Sean Butler, and the 84 Kevin O'Brien. O'Brien goes really wide up the track. He loses a couple spots, and I think Butler's going to come out on top here, but Abbott's still challenging him. Now Abbott and Haney battling for second. And lots of these drivers going around Kevin O'Brien. Oh, the 8.
Whoa.
Jamie Christensen just about loses it. Let's go watch
Great
a
save
replay.
there.
You see him get sideways right there, almost into the wall. Great save, Jamie Christensen. David Howard now up to the 4th position. Just behind him is Buckley and Pershing fighting for 5th.
Oh, the 7 goes around.
7 loses it. Caution is back out again. Ah, that's not good. Let's see what happened here. I'll back it up just a little bit further. So 7 comes around turn 2, and I think it's the exact same thing we just saw happen. Gets in the inside line a little bit, just enough to upset the car. And back end wants to step out on him. It's really hard to save.
It was similar to what you were saying last week. It looked like that back end just kind of creeped out slowly, and then just couldn't save it.
Yeah, it really does. If it, if the back end kind of gets real wobbly, upsets really fast, it's almost easier to correct it because you see it coming, so hey, come off the gas to about 3/4 throttle, straighten the wheel. But when it slowly creeps on you like that, you don't even realize you're losing traction until it's too late.
I think it also comes down to what you're playing on as well. Like a triple monitor setup or your Oculus is great for giving you that the subtle differences of the way which way the car is pointing. And if you're playing on just a single monitor, you can kind of miss out on some of that feel, so to speak, of the car.
Yeah, and there are some settings you can do in iRacing to kind of help with that. I was just brainstorming the other day, thinking about making a couple little tutorial videos. These are some kind of unknown settings. They're buried deep in files that you have to edit or whatever to make it a little easier to see the car start to rotate on you. So we're going to be getting that out at some point, hopefully before the start of next season, to help these drivers out. So pretty much everybody comes in. A couple of 2-tire stops. Oh, 99 at Joshua Butler. Gets on the gas a little too hard coming out of his pit stall and goes out into the grass. Fortunately, nobody was there coming down pit road. That could have been ugly. And we see there the 7 of David Howard sitting in his pit stall. It's possible he already used up his quick reset. I hope not, but he's still sitting there.
Yeah, the car is still damaged, so he might have.
Or it's possible he's just opting to get the repairs done and save the quick reset. I'm not real sure though. I wish there was a way for us to know if he's already used it or not.
Yeah, he has been on pit road 4 times this evening, so it's tough to tell. He's rolling again though.
Rolling out now. He may have been waiting for repairs. I think he's probably done with his quick repairs because he hit hard. I mean, if he had any quick repair left, now's the time to use it because you're not going to recover from this, I don't think.
No, you're right.
So Kevin O'Brien once again does not take tires and starts out in front. It's kind of a risky move there. I mean, he showed on the last restart he's not really able to hang up there too well, so hopefully we don't get much entanglement with other guys trying to go around him.
Yeah, not only did he not take tires, he did not come down pit road, so that's an interesting decision.
Yeah,
but
you're right, he didn't fit at all.
I hear him on the radio, he's communicating with the cars behind him, letting them know that, you know, hey, I'm going to take that outside, and try and stay out of your way, so that's good to see, or good to hear. Seems like he's definitely playing a fuel strategy game, though.
Flag is out. And just like Kevin said, he does go up really wide and lets those guys go around him, no trouble. It still can be difficult when you're side by side behind somebody who's letting you go, because that means you're going to go 3 wide.
Yeah, just getting up on that high groove next to the wall it's like, you're not used to it, it could upset the car, you could spin out. Good job by everybody there. Mike is just putting the field, a gap in the field right now here.
Yeah,
with these guys fighting.
Got some action going on. The 8 of Jamie Christensen. I think that was Kevin O'Brien. Caution's back out. There was a checkup there. Yeah, Kevin O'Brien was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, I guess.
Yeah, it looks like the 88 checked up, bounced off, and then got into Kevin. It doesn't look like in my screen that they actually make contact, but the cars bounce off each other like they do, so might have been a bit of netcode there as well.
Something happened with the 87. I'm not sure. He really slowed down a lot, and I think that's kind of what started that whole chain reaction. See if I can figure out what happened here.
Yeah, it looks like Max kind of goes up high on the track, then comes low on the track, and that just kind of maybe freaked out the 87 a bit. You got to run on board and see what it looks like from his view.
Yeah, Max does cut way down. I think that's exactly what happened. I think the 87 got nervous, hit the brakes, and it kind of caused a accordion effect behind him. Let's go on board with 87 Ford of Keith Haney. Let's back it up another 10 seconds here and start our replay. So he's right behind Max and turns 3 and 4, and as they come across the front stretch, Max goes up pretty high. Actually, as they come out of the front stretch, there you go. You see Max go up really high. And yeah, he cuts down, and yeah, that would have been a collision between Haney and Terrio. So Haney slows down, but unfortunately behind him there was so much momentum, those guys just get into him. And we had a couple of unfortunate recipients of that.
Yeah, I don't like seeing Kevin getting taken out like that. It's you know, he's been up front and playing his pit strategy, and it was working pretty well. So hopefully he can get it turned around and get back up there.
A lot of drivers pit, get fresh tires, head back out. And that's kind of an uncommon thing for Terrio. You don't see him do anything like that too often. He's normally very smooth, stay on his line type of driver. I'm not real sure what happened there. If he was going for something aggressive, maybe he saw a gap and went for it, or
yeah, I think that's exactly the case. I think he was setting up a pass, and he went high to kind of just maybe sniff a bit of a draft and then jump down low and try and get a pass going on the inside. And you know, he's usually a very consistent driver, and so I guarantee you he just didn't see that happening. We got a bunch of cars now with optional damage, so we've got a bunch of guys with no more quick repairs. So these guys should probably start taking it easy.
Yeah, they're really they're kind of driving like we're late in the race, and we're only 30% of the way there.
Alright, looks like the pace car is going to jump off here, and we're going to be back to green flag conditions. Let's see what these guys do on this restart.
Ooh, it's looking hairy up there. 88 of Butler and LaFleur just about get together. Do a good job of staying off of each other. Now we got the side-by-side for second between Nate LaFleur and John Fershing in that 15. And Mike Abbott, once again, just pulls away from the field. He has got something figured out, and I think he is really strong tonight.
Yeah, he's still on those two tires.
Oh, Butler and Fershing almost get together. A little bit of a bobble up there. They hold on to it. Buckley kind of got into the back end of Fershing a little bit too when he slowed down.
Wow, these guys are getting real hairy here.
They are. This looks like we're watching the last 10 laps of the race. I'm kind of surprised at how aggressive they're getting. You know, we're getting further on in the season. I think these guys are starting to feel, you know, we have the chase coming up, and maybe they're starting to feel a little pressure, feel like they got to get out there and get some points or they won't be in the chase.
I agree 100%. That's exactly what these guys are thinking.
Oh, Buckley
goes around.
Buckley goes around, brings out another caution. And
now we have to have one in the season with lots of cautions, man. I wouldn't.
You know, the thing is, I think last time we ran Kentucky, that was our caution fest race. So maybe we'll stop coming to Kentucky. Let's have a look at the replay here. Now, these guys are battling really hard, and some of that could have thrown off Buckley's rhythm. Buckley's not the type of guy who typically, you know, self-spins or whatever. Again, this track's really difficult, and yeah, there you can see it's that slow step out. You see the back end didn't jump out on him or anything. It's like it, all of a sudden the wheel's gone. It's like someone pulled your steering wheel off, and you're not going anywhere besides where the car wants to go. Buckley is smoking pretty hard, and if he's already used up his reset, that could be the end of the race for him.
And we'll see him come in here. That's unfortunate, but you know, racing hard in the loose conditions, and he got behind two cars kind of battling it out. He might have gotten off the gas so he wouldn't run up on them, but maybe he just lost it. Who knows? But hopefully he can get a repair here. Let's take a look.
Everybody comes down, a couple cars stay out. Buckley in his pit stall, barbecuing up the place. He's going to take tires. Let's see if they can get his engine fixed up.
Yeah, I don't think it's spewing smoke anymore. I think he's good and it's running. So.
Yeah, he comes
back
right
on the track.
out. And he must have had a quick repair still because it looks like a brand new car. So,
I'm sure he'll take care of this one.
Yeah. Yeah, if he was kind of playing a little wild with the last one, and now that he's used it up, I think he's going to be a little careful with this car. You know, the quick repairs is kind of a, you know, it's a double-edged sword. If you put a quick repair on there, sometimes drivers, I know I'm guilty of it, prone to be a little more aggressive because they think, you know what, I got a safety net. And then on the flip side, if you don't have a quick repair, you know, you hate to see half the field get taken out of the race just because of one wreck.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's a really hard balance for sure. And you know, we were working on trying to promote safe driving over at NASCAR as well, and we were trying to figure out how to do that. We run 2 quick repairs over there. I know you guys used to run 2 and kind of dropped down to 1 this season, but you're absolutely right. People have these quick repairs that kind of lean back on it and they run real hard. And you know, we put in a points deduction system to kind of try and encourage people to drive a little bit less aggressive early in the race and try and keep incidence points down. But you're right. I think throwing no quick repairs out there would have that same effect, but then you have guys wrecking out of the race early, and that can be demotivating. So it's a really thin line on getting it right.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to hit with a league. So summary so far, we've had 5 cautions already tonight. We're on lap 37, 5 cautions. I think I can honestly say this is our most cautions per lap we've ever had in red light. It's a tough track. It's hard to see. These guys are racing a little hard, and you know, just like you said, you're going to have that one race, and apparently this one's it.
Yeah, and like we've mentioned week after week, these guys usually surprise us with how clean they can run around each other and how hard they can race. So, you know, we'll give them one night off.
Yeah.
Back to green here.
Mike Abbott does not get the lead this time like he has been doing. Last couple restarts, he's really taken off, but now he's got Keith Haney on the inside and LaFleur looking to the outside. Ooh, that almost got ugly.
Yes, it did. I noticed it did take Mike a couple, like it would take the guys behind him fighting for him to kind of get in his rhythm and pull away. So, you know, right now Keith's kind of battling him, so I think that's going to change everything right here.
They are side by side for the lead. They got Sean Butler right behind them, and behind him you have Christensen and LaFleur battling for 4th.
I definitely think when we get down to you know, 10 laps or so, if we're in this same situation, Sean's going to take that middle gap. He's thought about it a couple times, but he's thought better of it. I think we get closer to the end, he's going to put it in there.
You can see him looking at it. He's looking, thinking, do I do it now? And we're lap 40. Let's not do it yet. But yeah, I think you're right. We're going to see him. He's not going to take it so easy once we get closer to the end. Almost halfway there.
Ooh, Mike gets real loose.
Oh no, there goes Abbott. Oh, he hangs on to it. That was a beautiful save by Abbott.
Yeah, he could have easily overcorrected and put it up into the wall there. Good job.
Let's watch a replay of that. Guys battling real hard. It's easy, and there he is on that bottom line. I'm telling you, that bottom line. Oh man, he just a couple times. I mean, he straightened it out, then wobbled, then straightened it out, then wobbled. Good job, Mike Abbott. He's down in the 7th position now. He's definitely heated up his tires from that, but we'll see if he can climb his way back up there. Definitely a fast driver, and that gives Sean Butler the lead. There we go. Jamie Christensen. Oh, yeah, that was the 87 of Keith Haney. Wow, that collected a bunch of them. '87 of Keith Haney got loose coming out of the turn, and all those cars behind him just piled right in.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think we're going to see some guys not get their cars back on the track here after this one.
He wobbled about the same way that Abbott did on that last one, but it is really, really hard to catch here. I will say that. Last night, I'm real good at catching slides, and I can only catch maybe 1 out of 3 times I slid around, and it's just really hard to catch them. So who all do we have in that? Definitely had the 8 at Christensen. He was the first one. And the 15, oh, 15 of Fershing almost gets through. 81 of LaFleur, he's in it. Buckley
Looks like we had
wide.
2 separate incidents. The 42 of Max Theriault gets loose on the same exit and collects Mike Abbott. 2 different cars going around on the same exit.
Let's go back and have a look. We're looking at Mike Abbott right now. Yeah, actually, Mike Abbott, I saw him get into the 42 of Theriault. I don't know if that was before or after initial contact.
No, that's it. That's exactly. Theriault just kind of lost it. Separate incident coming out, just like Haney did, and collected the 82.
Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying now. Wow. What just an ugly lap. 2 separate incidents, collected lots of drivers, and yeah, I think you're right. We're going to see some drivers not be able to finish this thing.
You know, right now we only have 1 driver a lap down, Nate LaFleur. Let's see what happens after the pit or after the caution car gets back around.
So Mike gets some repairs and heads back out. LaFleur's still sitting in his pit stall.
Couple drivers have commented that they burned their quick repairs that time, so looks like we might be okay here.
Yeah, kind of surprised. I think Nate LaFleur's the only one who's a lap down, and David Howard, he's catching back up in the field right now. Nate LaFleur 2 laps down. Mike Mahoney retired very early. He retired on lap 7 after that. I think that was after that first caution when he spun out. It's possible he might have felt that he wasn't really ready for the track and retired. And if that's the case, if a driver feels that way, I have no problem with that. You'd rather, you know, swallow your pride and you know, leave the track if you don't think you can do it.
Yeah, Mike has gotten frustrated the last couple of weeks just battling the generally loose setup of these B cars here.
Yeah, they are very loose. Here we go, green again.
Buckley gets a great start.
Yeah, Buckley gets out around the 88 of Sean Butler on the outside.
Man, look at how low the 88 was through that corner.
Almost a little bit of contact there with the 911 of William Long and John Fershing in the 15, but they hang on to it. A little further back, we're 3 wide with the 87 of Kevin O'Brien, or 87 of Keith Haney, 84 of Kevin O'Brien, and the 930 of Daniel Haney.
Wow.
They're all
Looks
over
like these guys
the
want to go 4 wide here.
It's like a pack. You got like a 3x3 pack back here. With the way the racing's been tonight, I gotta say I'm pretty impressed that they all made it through that. That looked really hairy. I mean, that'd be hairy for any race with this track being so difficult to keep control of the car at.
Yeah, good job. The track is deceivingly wide. Like, oh, 82 goes around, couldn't save it that time. He does keep it off any walls or off any other cars, so he can spin it back and get some new tires. He should be okay.
Yeah, fortunately, yeah, it's turn 2. I knew turn 2 was going to be our killer tonight, and it sure has shown to be. It's just that slow step out on the back end.
Yeah, he gets really low. I'm not sure if maybe he puts the left front tire just on that flat surface and it pulls it around, but yeah.
Yeah, it's that inside line. Like I said, you get just below that groove. You get 2 tires on the inside and 2 tires up on the top. It really loosens the car up, and I know when I was in warm-up, it's tempting to take it because you feel like you can kind of hook it and slingshot out of the turn. But it's just so dangerous.
Well, we are halfway.
Yeah, we've made it to halfway. A couple little fake outs there. Sean Butler ducks down as though he's going to pit and doesn't. I don't know if that really changed anybody's decisions or not, but got a couple drivers coming down pit road and a couple stayed out.
I'm pretty sure Buckley was coming down anyways. So the drivers have just taken a vote. They don't want to see this back next season.
I tell you what, I would not dare to override that vote. Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and retire Kentucky until a later date. Yeah, one of the things I know myself and a lot of the drivers have complained about is that it really does feel like the setups that we've been given, you know, the iRacing fixed setups, they're just not right. Something's wrong with them. I don't know what they did wrong. They messed something up. They changed something in the physics and didn't change the setups accordingly. I don't know what happened. I'm not a setup guru myself. You know, as far as it goes with me is, yeah, I know if you race the track bar, it gets loose, you lower it, it gets tight. That's about as far as my setup skills go.
No, I agree completely. There's definitely something up with these. You know, other leagues have mentioned it. Mike Mahoney actually sent an email to iRacing in the last couple of days, and I encourage anybody who is racing and finds that these setups just unacceptable. Yeah, send an email. Not much as ever comes from it, but if enough of us send an email saying, "Hey, man, you guys got to look at this," usually they will. It might just be a product of the fact that these, you know, we're running the Xfinity cars. Maybe they don't spend enough time on the Xfinity cars. Maybe they're making sets for the, you know, for the Cup cars. But yeah, something's definitely changed.
Yeah, yeah, and like you said, you know, send an email to support. Be, you know, be mature about what you say and the way you say it. Just say, you know, you really think there's something wrong with the physics or whatever it is. Just, you know, let them know and and maybe if enough people tell them, it'll get them to look into it.
Yeah, you know, definitely got to be politically correct with your emails. You know, they're going to just delete anything that they find offensive. But if you're just saying, hey, you know, we're paying for this service, and we would like some stable sets because we enjoy running, but we don't have time to, you know, do our setups, and we'd really like to see a change. And you know, maybe they'll take the hint.
Yeah, and I know there have been cases in the past where they did come out, you know, a week or two after the build and say, "Whoops, we made a mistake. All these setups were junk. Here's the new setups." And this time they just didn't do that. So I don't know.
All right, these guys are getting double file. Looks like we're going to have 47 laps to go when we get back to the green flag here.
On board with Joshua Butler. He's sitting here in row 2, and this always coming around this last turn right before the start. I mean, I don't know about you, but man, my heart starts racing, my palms start sweating. It gets exciting.
Well, at this point, man, if I'm in a car, man, I just don't want to stop, buddy. I just want to get on the track. I just want to kind of give everyone distance. But you're right, you get nervous, and you kind of want to stay out of everyone's way here. Let's see how they do.
Lots of movement in the back, made the floor. Sean Butler gets out in front. He's got John Pershing right behind him. That last one definitely mixed up the field quite a bit. 84, Kevin O'Brien gets a run on Joshua Butler. Up front, Sean Butler putting a lot of distance between himself and the number 15 of John Pershing, who's in second. He's got about a little more than a quarter of a second lead. And he is running faster laps, so now that Sean has gotten out there, he's gotten clean air, he's not having to fight anybody, we could see him run away with this.
Yeah, he's definitely in the position he wants to be right now, but the way the race is running, I think we'll probably see another caution.
Drivers can stay off of that bottom line in turns 1 and 2, they'd be fine. It's that bottom line is so tempting, and it just takes so many drivers out. Max Terrio looks to the inside of the 99 of Joshua Butler. 1 into 3, Butler goes up wide, Terrio makes a nice clean pass. Puts himself up into 5th. Would not be surprised to see him on the podium again. He does that a lot. He just sort of is hiding in the shadows the entire race, and next thing you know, he's right up front.
Yeah, he's consistent. You know, that's why he's leading the point standings right now. By 1 point, I might add.
Yeah, we have a very, very close battle on our point standings right now. We've got Max Terrio in the lead with 126 points. 1 point back is Sean Butler. Another point behind him is David Howard Jr. So the top 3, all three within 2 points of each other. It's pretty impressive. And now you have the 953 of Ivan Jones. He's looking to go the inside of Joshua Butler. Oh, we got a car on the wall. That's the 84 Kevin O'Brien. He hangs on to it, collects it up. He did get into the wall a little bit going into turn 3.
Yeah, lost a couple positions, but was able to keep it pointing straight. No caution. He'll be all right here.
Go back and have a look at the replay. You see him just kind of go wide and just hit that. Not a whole lot, just kind of tap the wall, but good job by Kevin not getting locked onto the wall and not yanking it back down on the track, which is definitely easy to do. Back up front, Sean Butler still maintaining a lead, actually growing his lead a little bit. He's now right off 0.4 seconds ahead of Pershing. Pershing's doing a good job of hanging with him, though.
Yeah, there's not much difference in times right now. I think Sean's probably about 3 100ths quicker last lap, so as long as they can keep it relatively close.
And you know right now, Sean Butler's sitting up there in the lead thinking, come on guys, keep it together, don't crash. Because as it stands right now, he has an awesome advantage. He's way out there. Pershing is not letting him get away easily though, but Sean really does not want to see more cautions.
No, for sure. I think Sean is definitely strongest out front when he can kind of control his line. He doesn't have to worry about getting around somebody. But when he gets back in the pack, you know, it's a little bit different story there.
Yeah, it can be really, really difficult, especially when you are such a fast driver like Sean is, and you're such a consistent driver. You can run the same line every time. It can get frustrating that you have to change up your line. You have to change up your throttle points and whatnot just to kind of contend with the traffic that's around you.
Last 2 laps, John's been quicker. These guys are just passing that speed back and forth. One lap, one car's quicker, one lap, the other car's quicker. So it should be interesting as we start wearing out our tires here. We're going to have a green flag stop if these guys keep it up.
Yeah, like you said, about 29 laps is what we can go on fuel. Mike, I don't remember what lap were we on when that last caution came out.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
Well, I'm going back now to find out.
We've had a few of those tonight, so... Yeah,
we've had a couple to look through, but looks like the last yellow flag was on lap 48. Everybody pitted on lap 50. So about lap 75 to lap 80 is when we're going to start seeing some guys come down if we can stay green.
Yeah, so about, 10, 15 more laps here.
Really close battling back here in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, Joshua, Buckley, and Jamie, they've been running side by side for a little bit here.
Both of those guys have been in trouble earlier. Whether it's their fault or not, they've both been in a little bit of trouble. I don't think either of those drivers have a reset, so battling hard, but they do have to be careful around each other.
Yeah, both of them have definitely used their quick repair.
And I gotta say I'm eating my words because I was saying how hard it is to ride side by side, but these guys they've done it quite a bit.
Yeah, most of the incidents have been, just getting loose by yourself. These guys have been running too wide almost consistently all night.
Go back up front, on board with the number 15 Ford of John Pershing. He has now closed that gap a little bit. He's 0.2 seconds behind Butler. And you saw earlier Butler had, about 7 or 8 car lengths, and now he's only got, I'd say, maybe 2 or 3 car lengths.
It is quite possible that John is just kind of maintaining this gap, holding on to his tires, keeping them fresh, and wait till the race gets down to a little bit closer before he starts making his move.
Yeah, it could be. And like I said, the tires mean so much here. If he is doing that, that could really, really pay dividends. Still side-by-side racing further back in the pack. Ooh, 3 wide now. It's, oh, 99 of Butler goes around. Gets into the 8 of Christensen. Oh, that might end Christensen's race. They went 3 wide there for a second. Butler went really wide, I think, to try and kind of back out and lost control. Let's have a look at the replay here. They went 3 wide. Christensen looks down underneath. Butler goes, oh, I see what happened. Butler went up when Christensen got underneath him. And he got into, I believe that was the, which car was that?
Looks like that is 953.
Yeah, that's the 953 of Ivan Jones. So let's watch here. You can see as they come around turn 3, Christensen gets a run, looks to the inside, and Butler just moves up the track. And almost like he didn't see the 953 there. Gets into him, and when he comes back down, he flips Christensen. Tough break for Christensen. He had a nice clean pass going there, and just that wreck kind of took him out.
He is just parked it in his stall. Let's see, maybe he can get it repaired enough to get out there. The car doesn't look too terrible. The back end's it's junk.
And we can see he's sitting there for repairs, so he might pull out before the pace car comes back around to save his lap. But it depends on how bad the damage is. It might be pretty bad. And you can see lots of cars coming down pit road now.
Yeah, it looks like he'll lose his lap right here. Nate LaFleur gets his lap back.
Most everyone takes 4 tires. Daniel Haney only took 2. I think everyone else took a 4-tire pit stop here. We're at 72 laps, so I don't think we'll be seeing any green flag pit stops. Since they have enough, they'll have enough to make it to the end now, even if it does stay green.
Did Kevin come down? I don't think he did.
Yeah, I don't think he pitted. Let's see if he pits here. Not really a fan of staying out, you know, up in the front of the pack like that, especially in a track like this. It's very difficult to keep control. Hopefully he pits. Here he comes. Okay, he's pitting now. I had a feeling he was going to pit. I can't imagine Kevin staying out right here at the end of the race like that out front. Starting in the front row will be Sean Butler and John Pershing. Remember, both of those drivers really battling hard on that last green flag run. We almost made it to green flag pit stops there. And it looks like Pershing might have a little bit of advantage on the long run, unless Butler was saving. We're not real sure.
That caution does take us to the end, though. So these guys will be good on fuel for sure. You know, I'm not going to say they're not going to come down pit road again, because we might get another caution. They might want to come and get some tires, but no one has to come down anymore.
That's right.
I think John is he's got an opportunity here. I think if he you know, he really pushes the issue on this restart, tries to get around him quick, I'm not so sure he wouldn't be able to hold off the 88.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to watch for sure.
Sean does have lane choice here, so let's see what he does. He's made a couple passes on the outside tonight. He's made a couple passes on the inside. Can't really tell what he prefers at this point.
Yeah, it is difficult. Starting on the inside, one difficult thing about it, Sean knows to stay off of that bottom line between 1 and 2. And, of course, you're not at full speed yet on the start, so maybe it's not that big of an issue. But that would be my biggest concern, starting on the inside, would be getting forced down onto that loose lane between turns 1 and 2.
I'll tell you that last restart, man, he was like right down there. It surprised me how low he was. Everyone else was on the top half of the track, and he was just right on the yellow line. And he managed it pretty well. Looks like he's picking that inside line here, so we'll see what he does. But you're right, the cars aren't up to speed yet, so it gives you a little bit of leeway.
Right, you can kind of gun it through there the first time around, but you need to get it straightened out before the second time around. You really don't want to be on that bottom lane. I think that's what's bit a lot of these drivers. I don't know if it's maybe they didn't discover that in practice. Maybe they didn't run enough practice laps sometimes, but that can definitely do it to you. If you don't know those kind of danger zones in the track, you'll find yourself hitting them in the race and unfortunately ending somebody else's race with it.
Jamie is back on track. Looks like he's just catching up to the end of the field here. All right, 27 laps to go. We're coming back to the green flag. Pace car is in. John really was really about a car length back.
Yeah, Butler gets out ahead of him before they even get into turn one, so. '81 and Nate LaFleur, he's moving fast. He's gone past a couple of drivers now since that restart. Remember, LaFleur was fastest in practice and he qualified pole, so he's got it fast, he's got it figured out. He's just got a lot of traffic ahead of him. He's in 7th place right now. And we'll see what he can do. Now he looks to the inside of the 55 of James Haney, so he can take away the 6th spot.
He got a great run off that corner.
Yeah, he sure did. Whoa, door to door with Haney. Almost make contact.
Haney's not going to let him have it here.
No, he's sure not. Well, he kind of run him down really low there. Oh, and LaFleur gets loose. There he goes. Caution's going to come out. That'll be caution number 9 for the night. Wow.
Saw that one coming. Yeah, that we were talking earlier about how easy it is to overcorrect, and that's an example right there. How he just kind of overcorrects the car and shoots it around.
Yeah, let's go have a look at the replay here. See him battling hard with the 55. And look where his left tires are on that bottom line, right where I said they shouldn't be. And sure enough, it just steps the back end out a little bit. There you can see his turn to the wheel to the right, and then watch the back end just whip around on him here. There it goes. Wow, you can't do anything about it. The track is so flat right there. There's only a couple degrees of banking on the backstretch. I want to say 4 or 5 degrees of banking. And you just have that back end kind of fishtailing on you. Not a whole lot you can do.
Yeah, when you turn right there, it's just like it just hooks up with that surface real quick and just shoots it around. It's tough. It's a tough thing to save. That's why I'm so impressed when these guys do it, every night.
Yeah. Sean Butler once again kind of fakes like he's coming down pit road, then doesn't. We do have some drivers coming down though. Some of the drivers in the back. If you're already back there, you might as well go ahead and get some fresh tires and go for something.
Yeah, for sure. I'd say if you're about halfway or back, man, I'd be coming in and getting tires.
still sitting in his pit stall, no doubt getting repairs. He's already used up his fast repair, and he is going to be losing laps here. And Jamie Christensen, he's our only other driver who has laps down. He has 2 laps down. And with the way things are going, it's possible he'll find himself back on the lead lap before the night's over.
Yeah, I think he's just looking to get this race in the books. His car can't be handling that well. That back end looks pretty messed up. Looks like he might come back down here and get a couple more, you know, about a minute of repairs here before he gets put another lap down.
Yeah, I think probably all these drivers are really just wanting to get this race in the books. It can be really frustrating, and no one wants to be that guy. All these guys are good, respectful drivers. I'm not knocking on any of them. This is a tough track. It's a loose track, and no one wants to be that guy who brings out the caution, especially when you've already had this many. They just, I know every single one of these drivers feels pretty bad when the back end comes around and the yellow comes out again.
Hey, we don't even know how the professionals are going to do next weekend, man. We got the new rules package for the Cup cars this next weekend. They could be spinning out just as much.
Maybe that's why iRacing gave us such crappy setups. They're trying to simulate that.
Yeah, we got to make it more exciting for the viewers. I'll be curious to see how this restart goes now. We got Keith Haney on the outside. We got John Fershing on the second row inside. John really kind of, in my opinion, botched that start. He was a full car length back when they got the green flag. So we'll see what he does here, if he can, you know, get real behind on the bumper and maybe put something together going into turn 1.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to catch Butler. He's really good at this track. Last time we raced here, it was in the trucks back on January 12th. We raced here, and Sean Butler got pole and won that race. So definitely a strong track for him.
Well, he's led 44 laps tonight. You know, I'm sure 20 of those were caution laps, but you know, he's been dominant all race. And I think you're right. If they let him go, I think the only opportunity right now to kind of have anything for him is to do it right here on the start.
Yep. Pace car is bringing him around, and we'll get ready to go here. Green flag is out. Wow, Haney gets a good start on the outside.
That 88 just knows how to set up that corner at that, you know, mid-speed there.
Yeah, he really does. Oh, 87 looks at the inside. He's going to do a crossover.
They got a nice run on exit there.
Like you said, they know this is their only shot. They're not going to stop Butler. This is their chance. Oh, Butler gets a little loose, it looks like. Yeah, he's hanging on to it. Thought I saw his back end coming around. Not like Sean to spin on his own.
But Keith is pushing him up the track, taking away that preferred line and making him uncomfortable. That's what he needs to do here.
Yeah, exactly. And he needs to get him to, you know, get him to use up those tires. Sean Butler has pulled out, but Haney's not giving up yet. Under 20 to go. Further back, we got the 55 of James Haney looking to the inside of the 82 of Mike Abbott. Haney driving a lot harder tonight than I typically see him drive. A lot of times he's more of a kind of just hang out and let whatever happens happen, but he's driving pretty fierce tonight. Then you got the 953 Ivan Jones looking to the inside of the 2 of Joshua Buckley. He backs out of that one. And up front, Sean Butler starts to put a little bit of a lead on Keith Haney. And Keith has Pershing right there on his tail for third, or for second actually.
Yeah, that's not what Keith needs right now. He does not need to be fighting with John.
Yeah, if these guys start fighting each other, they might as well just hand that trophy over to Sean because he's going to take it.
Well, Sean looks like he got loose.
Yeah,
really
Sean,
slowed him down.
Yeah, Sean definitely lost a little ground on that turn. And that's what Keith Haney's hoping for. You know, if he can make Sean nervous, Haney's right there on his bumper. And a lot of times that'll make drivers nervous. When you see somebody right there, and if it can take your attention away for a nanosecond, that can be enough to give you what you need.
Yeah, just taking the air off that rear spoiler, getting right on him during the turns there can upset the car and make him have to go wide.
Yeah, it sure can. Haney looking low.
He's got a nose in there.
He's got his nose in. So once again, he's going to force Sean to take that not preferred line. Oh, Sean dives in hard into turn 1. Let's see if he can hang on to that or if that's going to wash him up the track too much. Drag race down the backstretch. I think Haney might have the advantage here. They come around turn 4 with 14 laps to go, coming to 13 to go. Haney clears Butler. Butler looks like he's going to go to the inside. Haney does not allow that to happen.
Some good racing up front right here.
That's a risky move. Going down there, not blocking that line, but he got down there in time so that they didn't cause a wreck. And now Haney trying to put a little bit of distance on Butler. Now, if Pershing can get up there and start battling Butler, Haney's going to love seeing that, and it looks like Pershing's about to do it.
Hey, we got Max, the points leader. He's in 4th place right now. I wouldn't rule him out either.
Yeah, absolutely. He's really fast, and just like we always say, he sort of hangs in the shadows. And here we are at the end of the race, and he's showing himself, and good, strong driver here. Close battle for the lead still for all 3 top spots, and like you said, Terrio's right there behind them as well. He's ready to capitalize on any mistake any driver makes.
15 of John Pershing looks like he's thinking about making a move here any second now.
Yeah, and
whoa.
Yeah, he definitely got kind of a lurch there. I don't know what happened there, but he gained a lot of ground really fast on Butler. Butler may have had to come off the throttle a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
10 to go. Have some side-by-side action further back in the field. The 911 of William Long looking to the inside of the 2 of Joshua Buckley, and he backs out. Well, let's go back up to this leader. It's hard to take your eyes off of him. Keith Haney looking for his first win of the season here.
Yeah, they're kind of stretching out here. I'm wondering maybe they kind of burn up their tires, getting a little bit harder to be a little racy here. 9 laps to go, 8 laps to go right here.
8 to go, yep, and Butler he's still right there, and I tell you, he's a dangerous driver. Just that, he can pass anybody. He's such a fast, consistent driver, so very important for Haney to keep him in his rear view and not let him get around. Joshua Butler, younger brother of Sean Butler. He's looking to the inside of the 930 of Daniel Haney. And at the same time, his big brother Sean, he's trying to take over son Keith Haney. So a lot of family racing here tonight.
Coming to 5 to go.
Yeah, we're getting down to crunch time. If Sean's going to make something happen, he's got to do it.
I think Keith is he's driving his mirror as much as he's looking out the front window right now.
Oh, you know it. I guarantee you he's staring in that mirror. And look, he pulls away from Sean a little bit more. I think Sean lost some ground on that turn, because look at this. Here comes John Fershing going to try and take away second.
This is what Keith wants to see. These three cars right here fighting.
Yep. Yeah, because now Sean can't focus 100% on Keith. He has to protect that second spot from Fershing. And Fershing
has to protect that spot from back.
Exactly. And while all this is happening, Keith Haney continues to extend that lead, and we're coming to 3 to go. Sean Butler has won 2 races this season. He'd like to get a 3rd one under his belt, and Haney has not yet won any races this season. He has won races at Red Light before, just not yet this season, and I know he's itching for one. And he also has sort of a claim to fame. He's, I think, the only driver that we have who has beat Jimmy Johnson on sim racing. So that's kind of a neat little thing. He showed me pictures of a little expo they did somewhere, and he actually got to sit down next to Jimmy Johnson on 2 simulators and kind of put a whooping on him on the track.
Nice. All right, guys are coming to the white flag here. It's now or never, boys.
Yeah, this is it. They're getting that white flag ready to fly. Unless Haney makes a mistake here, he's going to have this locked in. I can't see Sean Butler being able to get around him. Just 2 more turns to go as they come down the backstretch.
Looks like John's going to be challenging for 2nd place here.
Yeah, John wants that 2nd place, and he might be able to do it. Checkered flag is out. Here comes Keith Haney for his first win of the 2015 Xfinity Series season here at Red Light.
Well, it took us a while to get there, man, but that race, that ending was real exciting.
Yeah, it sure was. We finally got a good exciting group of green flag laps in there. We had a good exciting run at the beginning, but always good to see the end. See it end on a good note, an exciting note. Lots of good battling. Congratulations to Keith Haney on his first win of the season. Haney is 5th in points right now before the race, and this could move him up to 4th, maybe even 3rd. David Howard Jr. didn't have a very good race tonight, so we'll see how that works out for him. But I think this is going to put Keith Haney up in the runnings for the lead in points. And he does his burnout through the little Legends oval there. Pretty cool burnout. Oh, and he makes contact. All right, so
Keith said he's going to fire up TeamSpeak, so you might want to jump 2nd place in here. We'll get Keith when he gets on TeamSpeak.
Oh, okay, good deal. Let's go ahead before we do that. Maybe he'll get in here. Let's just run down through our finishing position here. Keith Haney, he led 23 laps of the race and led that all-important last lap, followed by Sean Butler, John Fershing. There's your top 3. We'll be interviewing here in a little bit. Max Terrio, Mike Abbott, Joshua Buckley, Nate LaFleur, James Haney, William Long, Ivan Jones, Daniel Haney, Joshua Butler, Philip Bundick, Kevin O'Brien, and Jamie Christensen, David Howard, Mike Mahoney retired very early, and Kevin Cochran actually did not start the race. So there's your results for the race. Congratulations to Keith Haney. I see he's in TeamSpeak now, so let's go ahead and have a word with him. Keith Haney, this is Jeremy Patterson in the booth. You got a copy? Keith, can you hear me?
I'm having a mic difficulty. I'll probably have it worked out here in just a minute.
We got you. We can hear you.
He might not be able to hear us. That might be the issue.
Good point. All right, we'll go ahead and interview our second place finisher, Sean Butler. Number 88, Sean Butler coming in second. Looked like he had a tough battle with Keith Haney there. Then tell us everything that happened from that last restart on.
Yeah, congratulations to him, first of all. I mean, hell of a good job driving that thing and not making any mistakes there. But yeah, I could tell from the beginning of that race today that he was going to be a guy I was going to have to contend with. And on that restart, I didn't like that he was out there. But a great pass by him, man, nice and clean. And I thought I was going to I didn't think he'd be able to pass me on the inside, but he was able to do it. Just a great night overall after last week's getting wrecked at the end, so it's good to finish up here in the front again.
Yeah, but you had a race in a hard race. You led the most laps for sure. You looked pretty dominant out there. Tell us about watching you race earlier in the race, man. It looked like you had 2 or 3 opportunities to go right, shoot up the middle, and kind of maybe thought better of it.
Oh yeah, definitely earlier there on some guys had 2 tires, I had 4 tires, and I had some great runs. And every time I think about it, I'm like, nah, it's probably a little bit too early for this. And then on one of the restarts, somebody took it 3 wide on us, and I was like, I ain't backing out. So I'm like, I've been backing out. I ain't backing out this time. So, but it was a fun night. It just, I don't know why people were spinning out all by themselves. I just don't get it. I thought it was gonna be a better race. You know, it was like a caution fest out there. I don't even know how many cautions it was. It felt like 8 or 9. I have no idea, but hopefully we get it together for next week.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of cautions tonight. I think what was getting a lot of drivers was the apron. They were hitting the apron between turns 1 and 2, and it was just enough to upset the back end of the car. How were you handling that turn in 1 and 2?
I was running up second lane up. I did not like the bottom. If we get down there, it would get a little loose, especially coming off the corner. Later in the run, you could go down there because those cars get a little tight. But on new tires, if you're running down towards that yellow line, man, it was a little tricky coming off the corner. It's because you were just, it seemed like you were trying to either hold it down a little bit or you'd come out too straight towards the wall and then you'd have to kind of jerk it left. And I think that's probably why they get loose, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were seeing all night, and almost every driver who spun out was running down on that lane. So unfortunate. I know it's not a whole lot of fun to run that many pace laps. Hopefully next week we can kind of reduce that quite a bit, and normally it's not that bad, but yeah, tonight's just one of those nights. But I do think we're going to put Kentucky on the shelf for a little while.
Yeah, usually I thought the setup was really good. It was a little snug for compared to like what it was. I mean, it was super loose. I mean, figured a little snug would help everyone out, and I think everyone was venturing to that bottom to try to loosen it up and didn't realize how loose it would make it. So
yeah, I think that's what happened. Well, good finish, second place. Definitely nothing to worry about there. You have your second in points going into the race. I believe this might move you up to the lead in points running, almost solidifying your spot in the chase. So congratulations there. And Sean, we will talk to you next week in New Hampshire. Anybody you want to say hi to?
Just say hi to you guys up there in the booth. Look forward to watching it tomorrow. I always watch these afterwards, and just congratulations again to Keith Haney on a job well done, and congrats to Mr. Fershing coming in third there. I thought he was going to get me there at the end. He was actually a little bit faster than me, I think, on long runs. So I'm enjoying racing these guys on for the wins and stuff. It's becoming quite interesting at the end of these races when these guys are all over each other like this at the end. I mean, what were we, like four cars all together right there at the end?
Yeah, there was a group of 4. You guys were battling pretty hard. It was fun to watch, so I'm sure it was fun to drive. Glad to have you here, Sean. We'll see you next week in New Hampshire.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
All right, Keith has sent me a message. He's got his mic worked out. Let's pull him back down.
Keith Haney, congratulations on your first win of the season. Tell us what you did to hold off Sean Butler there at the end.
Oh man, I'm really not even sure. I guess not looking in the rearview mirror too much.
We were saying we thought you'd probably be looking in the rearview mirror a lot.
I was. I definitely was, because, you know, Sean, God, what can really be said about him? I mean, he's the Jimmy Johnson of our league, I guess.
Well, hey, man, you were super quick. When you pulled that last pass off for the lead there, and he kind of come across the start-finish line, it looks like he was going to immediately drop down, and he dropped down real quick. You moved down with him. I think that was kind of the defensive move of the race right there. I think that's what kind of set you up to keep him back there and pull away, man. It's great.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I had noticed during the race that whenever a person would kind of do that to me, that it definitely would upset me a little bit. So I was kind of prepared for it because Sean had did it a few times during the race, and he kind of taught me something there when he did it, because I mean I did it to a few guys after he did it to me. I was able just to check up just good enough, I guess, to get an equal run out as he did. Thank goodness, but I really didn't think I was going to be able to hold him off.
We did a great job of it for what was a little bit of a messy race. It definitely made it for an exciting finish. I really enjoyed watching those last 20 or so laps under green flag and that battle for the lead and the swap and everything. So great job there, Keith. Anybody you want to say hi to out there?
Heck, man, just to my dad and my cousin Daniel. This was the first night that they had ran that setup in the practice, and I was glad to see that they did as well as they did. As well as myself, I didn't run the setup until tonight, so I was kind of worried that we were going to get out there and kind of cause a few hiccups, which I did. I nailed the wall leading the race. I think that's going to become my signature move while I'm leading or running in second. I'm just going to nail the wall at least one time during the race.
Well, just so you know, when you were up front battling Sean Butler for the lead, your dad was back there battling Sean's younger brother for position. So that was kind of exciting to watch, the Haney and Butler brothers, father and son and brothers fighting each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely a rivalry forming there. A friendly rivalry.
A little family feud.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, it's great to have you, Keith. Congratulations again on the win. This does make you one of our winners for the season. You're pretty high up there in points, so good chance you will be in the chase, and we look forward to that. And we'll see you next week in New Hampshire.
All right. Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Mike. Y'all do a great job with the broadcast. Love watching it.
Thanks, sir.
See you next week, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's have a talk with our third place finisher, John Fershing. John, this is Jeremy Patterson in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Good finish, man. It was mayhem out there, and you made it through it. Tell us about your race.
It was definitely a little crazy. That's probably the most cautions we've seen. So that was different. But then we got stretched out, had a couple of good runs there, and being able to stay on Sean's back bumper, that was something different. That was pretty awesome. I'm so happy with the third. Obviously wins are awesome, but to be able to run like that with Sean at any given track is definitely an accomplishment.
Yeah, it might have been a slow start to the race, but that second half, you guys were racing real hard. Top 4 positions, everyone was keeping up with each other, man. It made for a real entertaining finish. Can you speak to like how the car was handling? Did you prefer to kind of get your own line, or were you enjoying those two wide battles?
I did not like being too wide at all. Sometimes I do, but here I didn't. I just wasn't comfortable being out of my line. Whether I was on the low line or the high line, I was definitely the slower car. So when people got up beside me, like Keith got up beside me that last restart there, and I just let him go because I knew if we fought, we were just going to let Sean get away. So I tried to stay right there with him and see what would happen, and turned out it would be a close finish. But if I would have tried to fight him, we would have just lost ground.
Well, that's good, smart racing. It had to been tempting to try and take that position away, and a couple times it looked like you were going to do it. But great job out there. Good job getting through all the mess. I think you're right. This was our most caution we've ever had for a race. It was kind of ugly out there, but it's a really difficult track. I know that exit of turn 2 was killing a lot of people. It was killing me last night in practice. But good job, John, and always good to see you finish well here. And we will see you next week in New Hampshire.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next week, and Wednesday and next week. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be racing with you on Wednesday at Monza with the NASCAR League. That'll be exciting.
Definitely going to be an experience. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, caution laps are a lot longer there, so hopefully we have a few less than tonight.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yep.
All right, thanks, John.
All right, so that about wraps it up. Yeah, kind of ugly there a little bit, but I'm glad we got an exciting finish there at the end. I think when I go to watch the replay, I'm probably just going to skip to lap 80 and watch that again.
Yeah, that's what that fast forward button is for. But man, these guys impress me every night. Every week we come out here. All racing's been close all season long, and they really produce some great racing. Yeah,
these guys do a good job. We're starting to see, some of the guys for a little bit there at the beginning of the season. It was kind of a bunch of new guys. And now they've been here long enough, consistently enough, they're regulars now. And at the end of the season, they'll get to knock that number 9 off of their number, and they will be the veterans of the league. And it's just good to see the same guys here week after week. And I know it's so much fun racing with them. And on Wednesday, like we said, I get to race with you guys over at NASCAR, and that's a lot of fun too.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this race coming up. I know there's a real long practice session tomorrow. These guys got to get it in there and figure out a setup for Wednesday's race because the stock setup for Monza has disappeared. So we're going to make one up for Wednesday, but it's going to be a different kind of a joke race for us. I think we put it on there when they first released the track, and it's going to be fun, that's for sure.
Well, I will say this, any drivers watching this, I'll give you a warning. Do not stay low coming out of the turn. I think it's out of turn 2 or turn 4. There is a bump there that will literally launch your car into the air, so you just got to watch out for that.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's practice will be, half working on the car, half long jump.
Yeah, right. Exactly. All right, well, thanks everybody for watching our broadcast here on RLN of the Red Light Xfinity Series at Kentucky Speedway. Go to our website, redlightleague.com, where you can see the standings, which will be posted here shortly, and the rest of our schedule for the season. And speaking of schedule, let me go ahead and just put that up right here. You can see next week we'll be going to New Hampshire, and then we'll round out our regular season at Indianapolis. We've never raced there at Red Lights, so that ought to be fun. And then we'll start a 4-week chase. What will happen is we'll equalize the points between all 8 top drivers in points, and they will be running for the championship. So they'll get their points reset, equal to each other, and we'll see how that goes. We're going to finish up at Bristol, which is kind of, sometimes a wild track, sometimes kind of a wild card. So that could make it real exciting there at the end. So make sure you stick with us till the end, and we'll watch the rest of the season with us. These guys are excited about it. I'm really looking forward to that chase, Mike.
Yeah, I think you said it. We got a wide variety of races for those last 4 races, and man, it's almost mean to those drivers to finish at Bristol. I think it's gonna keep it exciting for us, but no one's gonna know what's gonna happen till the end. So.
And we got Darlington in there too, which that track that's a hard track for a lot of drivers. I personally love Darlington. I actually find it easy. It's the only track that I've ever won an official NASCAR or iRacing B race on. I love it. I love the track. Some drivers really, really struggle with it, so that could divide some people up a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough track to figure out. It's about wall riding, it's about getting high and keeping that speed through those corners. But if you don't figure that out, man, if you're trying to get into that track like a traditional track, you're just gonna struggle. So, but once you figure it out, man, it can be super fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mike, let me give you a minute here to plug your league, NAVSCAR, for any drivers who are thinking about joining. Tell us about it.
Yeah, just hey man, anybody here, you're watching these races, you're racing with us here at Red Light. More of the same over at NASCAR or NAVSCAR.com. We're kind of same idea. We've got a bunch of great guys that a lot of them that race here race over there, and we have a lot of fun Wednesday nights. So if you're looking to get 2 nights a week of racing in there, join us Wednesday nights. Even if you just want to come over and watch a race, they can be just as entertaining as these ones over here. So, and hey, if you want to see Jeremy on the track, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, if I say anything here that makes you angry, then you can get on the track and see what you can do. Put me in my place. Just don't wreck me. That's all I ask. But anyway, so just go to our websites if you're interested. You have navscar.com and redlightleague.com. Both of us have an apply link at the top of our page on the toolbar. Click on those, fill out the application, and also go to the iRacing League page, and you have to apply there as well. We'd love to have more drivers if this is the type of thing you like. Racing clean around the same drivers week after week, it's really hard to beat. It really is. I don't even like official racing anymore. That's the only way I like to race.
Yeah, I say it all the time that you don't really experience iRacing and what the potential that kind of simulator has until you find a group of guys and run with them every week. The league racing is definitely set up way different than the official races. Much more enjoyable.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. All right, well, that'll wrap up our broadcast for tonight. Thanks again for joining us, and remember, next week we will be at New Hampshire, and that will be broadcast live again by myself and Mike, and we will take the broadcast live at 8:30 Eastern Time, and that'll be right about the time the drivers start qualifying, and race starts about 8:35, so we will see you then at New Hampshire. Until then, good night, everybody.